I'm a mess.
You are a mess. Hi.
Hi.
We're live.
When we're slightly messy.
We're not messy.
Hello,
This is normal.
James,
This is normal
Ryan.
us.
How are you today, Bob's? Yeah, we're slightly messy today.
Oh my gosh, would you stop?
How is everybody?
We're normal.
Are we we're normally messy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, this is us. Get used to it. It's the way it is.
How are you, James, Ryan? Happy Sunday.
So good to see you.
So good to see you here. Today we're talking about Universal. You need to
Just let
scoot
it
forward,
fall.
Kaya. Jesus. And we have Kaya with us.
Hello, finally.
Hello.
Hello.
Because
Is that better?
yeah, thank you.
Okay.
She knows more about the big rides at Universal.
Yeah.
Than we do.
Because we're chickens.
Yay. Hey, Jay Waits, how are you guys doing? Happy Sunday. So yeah, we have Kaya with us today because on our last trip to Universal, her and her friend Abby did more of the big rides. Hi, Cindy. And she can talk more about that kind of stuff because we're old and we don't do a lot of the big rides.
It's the first time she's ever admitted to being old.
No, it's not the first time I've ever
Whatever.
admitted
It's
to
her
being
new
old.
personality trait. Being old.
She's old. I'm older.
James wants to know how school's going.
It's going how school goes.
School.
You need to speak up some, please.
It's going how school goes.
That's cool.
Woo.
So yeah, oh, we have a cat climbing the
Screen.
Down. Ooh, it's like a circus in here today.
Does that bother you?
No, it's usually a circus in here.
I was going to say.
His claws are stuck.
Okay. So if you guys have any questions for us about our experience at Universal, or if you just want to comment on your experience at Universal, please let us know in the chat. We are still newbies.
Oh, definitely.
Total newbies to
Yeah,
Universal.
we were just discussing it today. It's like, we make some comments, I think, in our videos about Universal, but, we haven't given it a fair shot. So I kind of liken it to like Disney, where you think you can go and do everything in one day. No.
You cannot.
So we just scratched the surface.
Yeah, we have just barely scratched the surface. We did, I can't remember when it was. Was it in June? No. When did we go for just kind of the day to explore it?
May.
And then we went in June. We spent 2 nights over there at Universal. And I don't even think we've, done even a fraction of what there is.
I mean,
to
like
do.
when we were there last time, we went back on Hollywood Boulevard, and we'd not been back there, and I was like, wow, this is a whole different world.
Yeah. Yes, James, actually we've actually stayed at 2 Universal resorts in the past. We stayed at Surfside. Was it Surfside?
Yeah.
And that was right before a cruise.
Yep. One night.
Before the cruises all halted.
Now that one, it seemed like it was out in the boondocks. I didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, that one's more of the value resort because it's kind of across the highway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we had a family suite there, and that was really cool. I liked it. It was 2 queens
was
in
pretty,
one room
yeah.
and another queen, and it was plenty of room for families. And then this last time we were at Universal, we stayed at the what's it called?
Sapphire Falls.
Thank you. Sapphire Falls, and that was really, really nice.
It was. I liked Sapphire Falls a lot.
Yeah, so like you said, they are actually a little bit more affordable than the Disney hotels. So that was one of the talking points that we were going to talk about today. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
well,
go ahead.
never mind.
No,
I
go
forgot what I
ahead.
was going to say.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to let me, old people need to get it out like now.
Old.
So otherwise it's senior moment. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't explored Cabana Bay at all yet, but it looks like a really fun resort. So let's talk about our first impressions, first of all. Coming from Disney.
From
okay,
which trip?
From our very last trip. Okay, well, I guess we can talk about both because we've been twice now.
Twice inside the parks.
Inside the parks. So do you want to talk about your first impressions for...
My first impressions for the first time we were there, I was not very impressed because it just seemed like it was a lot of steps in order to get your annual pass. First off, we had to get, we bought the annual passes, but we had to activate the annual passes. And nobody knew where to go.
It was
like
a little discombobulated.
cast members say go over here, you can do it here. And then we get there, and after waiting in a line, excuse me, for like 30 minutes, and they said, oh no, you can't do that here, you gotta go over there. There's kiosks, you can do them at the kiosk. So we went and tried the kiosk. Can't do the kiosk doesn't work. So we're like, where do we go? Finally, they sent us around the back of this building where nobody knows where it is.
Hi, Amy.
And it's like, no wonder people are all wandering around like, chickens with their head cut off, because nobody knows where to go.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a cluster.
It was. So, but and you know how that is. It's first impression. That's like, wow,
And for us, it was kind of just like entering into a foreign country almost. I mean, countless trips to Disney. We know everything, where everything is. We know where to go. We could tell other people where they need to go. Coming into Universal for us was like, I don't know anything. I don't know where anything is. So it was a little discombobulated the very first time we were there.
Yeah.
So first impressions, it was a little.
And then we go in. Of course, once we get our annual passes done, I mean, it was kind of like, it was kind of our fault a little bit too, because we were doing a live stream that day.
Yeah.
And when you do a live stream, it's hard to focus on two things at once. You either focus on the live stream or you focus on where you're at. And we weren't really focusing on where we were at. And it was
a
just
little messy.
It was just kind of like, I don't know where the hell I'm going. I don't know anything about this place, And so it was probably not the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, probably, but it's done, and that's okay.
Yeah. So, but that kind of skewed our view a little bit too. And
okay, what about the second time when we went back?
Second time was much different, much more better, because number one, we had our passes already activated. Okay. Number two, we were staying at an awesome hotel. It was really cool, and the water taxis, forget about it. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, and then when we went into the parks, it was a little less hectic.
Yeah.
Because we did not have to worry about live streaming. We just went in and just started actually exploring Universal. And of course, Kaya had her friend, so she was gone.
Yeah. Kaya and her friend were like, peace out.
As soon as Abby showed up, they were like, bye, and out. And so Kelly and I were pretty much solo.
It was like date day.
It was like date day at Universal.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cindy says they stayed at Royal Pacific, which they loved, brunch at Hard Rock, and so you guys were allowed to use the pool there without being hotel guests? That's cool. That's something that Disney doesn't do. Went to the spa at Portofino. That's cool. Yeah, we haven't explored. Well, thank you, Cindy. We haven't explored Portofino Bay yet. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I agree, James. The water taxis are cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually very impressed with the water taxis. I mean, those guys, they actually do it better than Disney does. They seriously do.
Yeah.
And they come in, and these guys, they come in hot. They don't like, they're there. It's like it's almost drifting in a car. They come in, they slide those boats around, and they park them, and they get people off.
Well, apart from the ferry that you take from the TTC to Magic Kingdom, they hold a lot more people than the other. Well, the friendship boats are maybe about the same as the friendship boats.
Yeah, about the same.
Yeah, about the same. But we actually thought the water taxis at Universal were a little bit nicer.
I thought they were a little more efficient too.
Yeah, and they were almost like fancier.
Yeah.
Too. So I really appreciated that. And Sapphire Falls, it's kind of, if you group it in a moderate resort category, that's the only moderate resort that has water taxi service.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I appreciate that too.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we picked Sapphire Falls, because we wanted to utilize the water taxi.
Okay, so Amy says Universal lets you pool hop. That's cool.
See,
I did not know
that's
that.
Good to know.
That is good to know.
That's very good to know.
That's very good to know. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Kaya? What about your first impressions?
Well, the first time I was really excited to go, and then with the weight of the activation and getting in the parks, I was a little bit it brought my morale down a little bit. And my first impression of getting into the park, it was kind of it seemed a little cluttered to me. like just because I wasn't used to it, like it felt like there was one theme over here and one theme over there, and then another theme right there and another theme right there. You know, so I was just kind of like, whoa, and then there was a live in front of me, so I was like, whoa. But the second time it was like, I was into a queue, like 3 seconds in, and I was like, okay, this seems a little more organized. It was easier having somebody that had already been to the parks before.
Right, because Kai's friend Abby, who was with us on our last trip, she had been several times.
Yeah,
right?
she's a pass holder. She's been a pass holder
So
for
she
years.
kind of, directed Kaya on where to go when, us old people were just kind of wandering around.
We're kind of left hanging. We're like, we're just right over
So,
here.
I don't want to keep comparing it to Disney, but I'm gonna right now. It just seems very different, when you're kind of used to Disney layouts and things like that. It's kind of just like going into a completely unknown, kind of foreign land, don't you think?
I felt like I was cheating.
You felt like you were cheating?
Yeah, I did. I really did. I felt like I didn't, I had to get over that because
cheating on your girlfriend.
Yeah, a lot of times I have like the preconceived notions, like you know Disney, you know what Disney's like. Yeah, but honest to God, the first time we were at Disney World, I felt a little discombobulated too.
Yes.
We zipped through that in 2 days. We went to 4 parks in 2 days the first time we were there, and it was like I hardly remembered it. The only thing I remembered about that trip was it rained so hard on the second day, and we were in Hollywood Studios, and it was pouring buckets, and we were like hanging out at that marketplace over there by the Tower of Terror for hours.
Yeah, while it rained. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just, let's talk really quickly about why it took us so long to go to Universal. Because we've been going to Disney regularly for what, 5-6 years?
7, 8.
I lost track of time.
8 years.
So why did it take us so long to go?
2013.
Well, we felt like we were cheating. Obviously,
no, that's not it. Totally was money, because we never really thought about getting annual passes. And the one day tickets. Can I finish?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. The one day tickets for Universal plus park hoppers are like hella expensive. So that's all we thought about was like, well, why do we want to go to Universal when we have it's going to cost us so much out of pocket just to go for one day and park hop, And so that's one of the main reasons that kept me from going.
Yeah, it was just too expensive, and plus to take kind of, a lot of our trips are super short, as you guys may know. We usually do 3, 4, at the most 5-day trips down to Florida. First of all, we were kind of having a hard time taking that time away from Disney to go over to Universal since our trips were so short. But was it March? Universal was having a special on their annual passes. We bought the seasonal pass. It was $315 per person, and they were giving you an extra 3 months. So it was a 15-month pass from when you activate it.
Yeah.
And the $300 was going to be like a 2-day park hopper ticket. If we ever just wanted to go, I guess it was, like a 2-day park hopper ticket if we ever wanted to go just for like a day or 2. So we figured, why not? Let's just buy the pass. And then, we can, it felt a little bit more manageable for us to go over there, kind of just for a day or an evening or, something like that.
Yeah. And plus it was hard to get her out of Disney.
It was. It really was.
I would be like, okay, let's go to Universal for a couple of days. But Kelly's like, no, we got this to do. We're going to Disney.
Yeah. So Amy says that she's been going since Universal opened. Wow. That's pretty cool. And then James says one of the nicest features is that the 2 parks and city walks are walkable. Exactly. It's kind of like Disneyland.
It's like Disneyland,
isn't it, James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got downtown Disney and you got a Disneyland.
Right. Yeah. And I
California
think
Adventure.
that's one of the things that I did really enjoy about it was that everything is compact.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Disneyland is.
Yeah, because like after a day of like where you feel like you're walking like a zombie and your feet are like aching and quaking and shaking, it's just like a couple of yards and you're on a boat.
Yeah, as opposed to Disney World, where it's going to take you 45 minutes to an hour to kind of get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Even if you're driving, parking.
That's true.
It could take a while.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about. Are you done with your first impression?
Yeah.
Kind of.
My first impression was not fair to Universal.
Was not fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't feel like you gave it a fair
I
shake.
didn't give it a fair shake. Even the second time, I kind of didn't give it a fair shake. And then it kind of hit me later as I realized, you kind of, because like I said, I compared it to Disney, and it's apples and oranges. It is definitely not a Disney experience. It is a Universal experience. And I got to give it a shot and try the Universal experience, which is what we're doing now. Because Kai and I are going to do Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah. Okay. Amy says you can't pool hop at Endless Summer. Okay, that's good to know. I probably wouldn't pool hop to Endless Summer anyway.
No, it's too far away.
It is. Yeah. What did I miss? Hey there, John Self. I'm sorry I missed you in the chat. So first impressions, I kind of agree. Like, I was a little bit like, I don't know. I almost felt like nervous being at Universal because I didn't know where anything was. I didn't know how things worked. I didn't know, anything about it. And so it was kind of like, I was almost like frozen, scared almost
like
a little bit.
Deer in the headlights.
Yeah. And, I'm not a big, huge roller coaster person. So we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. So I kind of was like, okay, what can I do here as kind of like a person that doesn't do big rides and doesn't do motion simulators. So we're going to kind of talk about that here in just a little bit, about people that don't kind of like that stuff, who still want to experience Universal. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, let's see. Next, hotels.
Hotels. I like that the hotels are like close to the parks. Because my first experience was, Endless Summer, and that's probably one of the furthest one away
Yeah.
from any of the parks, but it's the newest too.
Right. I think even because we stayed at Surfside.
Yeah.
When we stayed at Surfside, Dockside wasn't even open yet.
Mm-mm.
So we stayed at Surfside right after they opened.
Yeah, and Dockside wasn't open, and like I said, it's the furthest away from the parks. And we got in late, and there wasn't really anywhere to get any food because we were hungry. Kai and I had to walk like 100 miles around a fence just to get to a Kentucky Fried Chicken that was just across the street.
They do take you a long way around the bar,
you
don't
couldn't
they?
even just walk. There wasn't a gate where you could just walk across the street. You had to walk all the way to the entrance, which was like around 100 miles away, and then back to get to it. So that kind of made me a little salty. But, that's small problems. That's first world problems. Anyway, so, and that was my first view of the hotels of Universal. So I wasn't like, I can't wait to go back. But then, we booked Surfside, not Surfside, we booked Sapphire Falls. They both start with S. So, old brain. Anyway, Sapphire Falls. And when we drove into the roundabout to the lobby, we couldn't figure out which one was which because it was the Aventura and Surfside or Sapphire Falls.
And it wasn't really clearly marked.
No,
so
it wasn't very clearly
right
marked. It's like,
yeah.
which, it took us a while to find out that we were actually at the right place, but there wasn't any signage that said, welcome to Sapphire Falls.
Right.
But the entrance to both hotels are in the same spot. So that kind of like threw me for a second. But then you go in and it's like, whoa, okay, one of the best lobbies I've seen, even Disney standard lobbies. It was amazing.
Right. Yeah, I'm just gonna read this chat here really quickly. Amy. I'm gonna comment on your comment in just a little bit because I agree with you.
Yeah.
And then she says, true, but Endless Summer guests cannot pool hop to other hotels. Okay, so kind of if you're stuck in, if you're kind of in Surfside
or Dockside,
you're that's your pool.
That's your resort.
Okay.
No.
Got it. Yeah. So John, yeah, you're correct. Yeah, the entrance is awkward. It
was kind of confusing because, like I said, they had the entrance to two hotels in the same place off the street, and I was like, I mean, I understand it's good, why not just match
saving
them up,
space,
save space, and of course, right across the street was Cabana Bay, so it was kind of like, as a first timer, my head's gonna explode. Which way do I go? Signage would be nice. That's one of the things Disney does. They do it very well. Is signage is awesome. But, Universal's kind of lacking in the signage department.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. So it's kind of, a guessing game.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Are you in the right place?
Right.
But we figured it out.
Yeah, and then
pretty
we got
quickly.
there and we checked in. It was the cast members. I mean, the people were so nice.
What do they call them at Universal? They're not cast members. Are they team members? What do
Team
they call them?
members, Universal members, whatever.
Universal
employees.
Peoples.
I don't know.
Anyway, the front desk was great, very helpful, gave me lots of information.
Team members. Okay, thank you, John.
Team members. Okay, so then we had Kaya's friend joining us, and I asked her, "Is there going to be any upcharge?" And they're like, "No, the room fits 5, so as long as you're up to 5, that's fine. Just when she gets here, have her come to the desk, and we'll get her a key so she can get in early." And I was like, "Oh, gravy, cool."
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how you could fit 5 in that room at Sapphire Falls.
You could.
Could you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
There
chair.
was a pull-out chair.
No.
Yeah.
No, that chair was just like a regular armchair.
Well, put them on the floor.
Okay. I don't know, because the room to me, this floor space felt, a little bit smaller than, some of the other rooms. So I don't know where you would fit 5.
Well,
in
they're
that
not
room.
DVC studios.
No, they're not.
And you go to Disney and their rooms are small too.
That's true.
You go to the
Some of
hotels.
the rooms are small.
You go to the studios, they're big. The hotel rooms are not.
Yeah.
So
John knows his stuff about Universal.
Yeah.
So, hey, John, if you have any tips for us as newbies to Universal, spout them out, because we're all for, 5 assumes roll away. Okay, in that chair area. Okay, so you would take the chair out and put a roll away. Okay, good to know. Yeah. So, yeah, it was not a problem adding a
no,
person.
it was like they're like, just have her come up. We'll get her a key, and then she can do all the amenities. And we're like,
Easy
wow.
peasy. Yeah, because you have to. So if you want to go in, if you're a hotel guest and you want to go in early for early entry to
And
the Harry Potter area.
There's also select annual passes that can do that.
Oh, okay.
Higher ups, and Abby had that pass
Okay.
too.
Good to know. But you do have to have your room key in order
Or
to
your
get
annual
in,
pass.
or your annual pass to get in. So if you don't have
To
an
get in
annual
early?
pass,
Yes.
Yeah.
then you have to have your room key. Yeah. So the suites at Cabana Bay are perhaps design rooms for families. Okay. Yeah, we haven't seen any of the rooms at Cabana Bay
No, she wants to stay at Cabana Bay.
yet.
Who wants to stay at Cabana?
Yes, one day.
Your
Sorry,
mom.
I have cat hair in my nose.
Yeah, we don't have cats or anything.
So let's talk really quickly about what we experienced for transportation from our hotel from Sapphire Falls.
The water taxis, that's pretty much, well, we did have to take the bus once because of the lightning, and they shut down the water taxis. And both were very, very,
Very quick and
very
efficient.
quick, very efficient.
I actually thought that both the modes of transportation we took were better
Than
than Disney transportation.
I agree.
Because you can wait forever and a day for a Disney boat or a Disney bus. And this one seemed to come really quickly. They loaded people in, got us off really quickly. Same with the boat. The boats seemed to come really frequently. And what I really liked about our hotel really was it's a dedicated boat. You're not sharing, like if you're staying at Disney and you're over in the Epcot area, you got to go from the boardwalk to the beach club to the yacht club. These are just dedicated boats.
They stop
to
at
your
Sapphire
hotel.
Falls and City Walk, and that's it.
Bye, Reggie. Thank you.
I walked too, though. as
Yeah. Oh,
well.
yeah. And you can walk.
Yeah, and it's
Also.
really easy to walk because I walked from Sapphire Falls to Islands of Adventure, and there's like security just outside of City Walk, and it moves really quick. It's like regular old enter the park security, and then it's like after that, it's just a breeze you're in.
Yeah. So that's another plus.
Yeah,
for me,
it's
for
very
Universal.
walkable.
It was very walkable. And I think you can pretty much, if I'm wrong, John, let me know. You can pretty much walk from almost any hotel, on Universal property. It's just, could be a little bit longer from some of the outer lying hotels. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how I wouldn't want to walk from Endless Summer.
No, it's pretty far. So I would definitely choose the bus
Yeah.
if you're coming
Mhm.
from Endless Summer.
But I can see Cabana Bay. I can see that because you just walk right across the street from Sapphire Falls.
Right. And we did walk over. The walk is pretty short from Sapphire Falls to Roto Pacific.
Yeah,
Also, it's maybe
it was like
5
5
to 8
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, it was easy.
walk. We walked over there once. Okay, wouldn't recommend for
Yeah.
us. It's probably like a 30, 45 minute
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
from the summer. But we walked over to Royal Pacific one evening while the girls, hey Dawn, how are you? And it was an easy walk from there over to Royal Pacific, and we went and had a drink and loved it over there. We went to the Orchid Lounge.
I don't know what it was, but it was amazing.
It was fantastic.
I really liked it.
Yeah. So James is saying another point at Universal's favor is the partner hotels. Okay, Long I Drive. Okay, I did not know that either, that they had dedicated transportation from partner hotels. That's cool.
I didn't know they had partner hotels.
I didn't either.
I just thought it was like Universal hotels and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about you, Kaya? What did you think of the hotel situation?
It was good. It was a nice hotel.
Okay.
That's all. It was there.
All except for that dang bathroom door, right?
Oh, yeah. I did have an issue with the bathroom door. There was no lock. You know, it had a barn door, sliding door in the bathroom. There's no lock on the bathroom door. And it also would like creep open.
It's like we want to bust in on you anytime.
I know.
It's like, oh no, and it's like, Bob, get out.
So that was my main and only issue with our hotel was the door that was separating the sink area from the shower and toilet room, is it would kept like creeping open. And then there was a gap about this big between, it was this big, and then the next day it was this big.
And then it got bigger as we stayed.
And
It
then
was actually was
fully
almost
open.
all over the room. That door was open from the front door to the window.
Yeah. So we solved it by like shoving a towel in the crack. Standard complaint about Sapphire Falls. So why don't they fix it? That's what I want to know. Yeah, you get used to the
Yeah,
barn
everybody
door.
gonna say the barn door is open.
Yeah, the barn door was. You either have to be super comfortable with your bathroom habits, or
I really didn't care, to be honest with you.
I know, but
I didn't care either.
you are
the only one that really cared.
You
I
are a
didn't care
different
either.
personality than I am.
The pool
Yeah.
was nice though. It was really nice. It
Yeah,
was, like,
let's talk about the pool really quickly, since you're on that subject. We did go. Kaya and Abby and I went down to the pool for a little bit during one of the afternoons. What did you think about the pool?
It was really nice. It was quite large.
Yeah.
It was there was it was like 4 corners, so it was like one circle, and then a big middle area, and all of the corners were like shallow for little kids, and then towards the middle section it got deeper. And then
Well, it was like deep, and then it got shallow, and then it got so you had to like walk across.
that was only across the pool because there was an island on the pool to get to the other side of the pool, and there was like a little shallow walkway that you could walk in.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Susan. How are you? Welcome. So yeah, it was, but it's nice and big.
Yeah.
The pool, and there were plenty of places to sit.
Oh, yeah.
At the pool, we had absolutely no problem finding. It was in the middle of the afternoon, wasn't it, Kaya, when we
Yeah.
went down there?
Like 2-3 o'clock. something
Yeah,
like that.
plenty of places to find a lounge chair or anything like that. Team members, I almost said cast members, coming around asking if you wanted to see a drink menu. So I was really impressed with the pool. We did have to walk a little bit to get towels,
Well, that was just the place that we chose.
probably because the pool at Sapphire Falls is massive. So, the lounge chairs go, but I think there was really only one.
There were a couple, but
Were there?
they were all in the front though. So
Okay. One
just-
location to get your towels.
we were just brilliant and decided to sit in the back, and then we had to go all the way
Well,
to the
John
front.
said Sapphire Falls has the best pool.
Okay, cool. And then James says cabanas you can rent for the day. I would like to do that someday.
Close the flaps and nap.
There you go. Close the flaps and nap. That
Nap.
sounds like.
I don't even know what I was doing while they were at the pool.
I think you were watching TV or something like that.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
probably like
Yeah.
doing your little.
But yeah, I would love to visit, the Royal Pacific pool sometime. Knowing now that we can legally pool hop to most of the resorts.
Oh no, not legally.
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 Yeah, so the towels are kind of hidden.
Well,
That's-
at some
what I thought.
Disney pools, you can pool hop too.
if you're
If you're
DVC
staying, if
members,
you're DVC members, you can pool hop to DVC resorts.
some of them, but we're not going to get into that.
No, I'm just
It's
saying,
universal.
there's still some.
It's
Okay.
universal.
I did like the pool a lot. It was good. So let's talk about food, because food is a very important part of our trip.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Ah.
there's like in the park grabbing to get like. There's a difference between them. There's like sit down at City Walk, and then there's like quick
Grab and go.
service. Quick service.
Mm-hmm.
Quick.
If anybody wants to explain that, yeah.
Okay, first off, I got to do a little asterisk here. This is time after COVID or during COVID, so everything is slower.
Yeah, there's
Your
a
not,
asterisk period.
No, I was doing the asterisk thing.
Okay.
Okay, it's like asterisk. It's like not everything's open, not everything's staffed,
Not everything's functioning properly.
and it's just, it's one of those things where we all just kind of like got to take a breath
Got to roll with it.
and roll with it
Trust the process.
because anti-Rona had thrown a huge ass wrench into all the works everywhere. So, this is all we've experienced with Universal. I mean, we've experienced Disney at a better time. So,
Please
we-
take this with a grain of salt.
yeah, so we can't be too highly critical.
So John says quick is fair depending on when you went. Yes, we were there at the end of June.
Yeah.
Like the very end of June, 28th, 29th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So explain
About what?
about quick.
Quick. It's not very quick.
It wasn't in our experience.
Well, and the thing is probably because weather.
Yeah.
Because anybody, how they do the rides, most of them are outside.
We can talk about this
I know.
at a later time. Too.
So a lot of people were eating at the same time, and there was huge crowds, and I think they were understaffed, and it took like an hour for quick service.
It took me almost 2.
And they actually had just taken away mobile ordering at Universal because they had it before.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because I had
Oh,
people
okay.
behind me in line talking about it, how you could have mobile ordered and just picked it up,
Okay.
and they just stopped doing that. So
you and Abby were at
We were at a pizza place near the Jurassic Park area, which obviously that's going to be a busy area, especially because, like the prior weeks, Velocicoaster had just opened. So it was obviously a pretty popular area to be around. But there was this little pizza shack and a bunch of other little food places. And we probably waited closer to 2 hours. Like
it was a long time.
an hour and 45 minutes. It was quite a long time for like 2 slices of pizza, which like big.
Yeah.
yeah, see, John Self said that was like horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, we're okay.
Yeah,
So we experienced the same thing. Bob and I were at the same time. Kaya was in line at the pizza place with her friend. Bob and I were in line
at the cartoon.
what's it called?
It was like the
Comic book cafe.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Comic strip cafe.
It's
think
like
that's what
near
it
the
was.
Popeyes area.
Yeah. You waited in line for an hour just to order.
Yeah.
So the mobile ordering was gone when we were there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it was.
I mean, I remember.
Hi, nerd herders. Hey, Charlie.
Charlie and
Hey,
Stacy.
Stacy.
So yeah, Bob waited in line for an hour at the comic strip cafe. Yeah, a long way. And the food was,
Yeah, the food wasn't great.
it was
See,
kind of one of
John
those
just
like,
said that. He goes, never go there.
we were starving and we didn't know really where else to go. So we were kind of like, let's just go here and try it out. It was okay.
It was typical theme park food.
Typical theme park.
Yeah, you can get that any theme park. And it's just, so
Hi, Melinda.
it did fill the spot. That's,
Yeah, it did the job.
yeah.
So, and now we know there's other places. We didn't make really any sit down reservations in the parks because we wanted to not really have a schedule.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there are a lot of other places. Avery likes Wimpy's. Okay. There are a lot of other places, I'm sure, to sit down inside the parks that we didn't even
know about.
Try.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it was kind of just like, we're hungry, let's go split up and get something quick. Like, the most notable thing that I remember, I guess, is like, by the time they were done eating, I was still texting Mom, we're not at the cash register.
Right.
Yet.
Yeah. So James says Monsters Cafe. I didn't even see where that was. I feel like we didn't even see like half of the stuff we were supposed to see. Do you know what I mean?
No, we didn't. We were like, and the thing is like when you're looking for something, you can never find it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when we came over from Universal to Islands of Adventure via Hogwarts Express, and I had to go to the bathroom, and we had already left, Hogwarts, and it was a devil of a time finding a bathroom. There was no signs, and
That's one thing that kind of I was having a little bit of trouble with. It seems like Universal's things are hidden in plain sight.
yes,
Almost.
yes,
Even kind of ride entrances and things like that. It's like they're there, But they're
just way
they're
out.
But
behind
they
the
kind of
curtain.
blend in with everything. And it's like, that's amazing how they camouflage
Yeah,
it. 'cause
so but a lot of times it's kind of like, where do we go in, and where do we? I don't know if anybody else has experienced anything like that, but it was like, where do we go in? You know, kind of where does the line start? You know, kind of things. You know, like that.
yeah.
Like we had just there was this one time where we were looking for water. We had just gotten off Jimmy Fallon and The Mummy, and there was this gift shop, and we were trying to look for water, and there was this Jurassic Park gift shop, and I was like looking around for like 5 minutes, and then Abby was like, you know, there's this place inside of the Jurassic Park gift shop. If you like go around this corner and then another corner, and then inside of the bathrooms and outside of the bathrooms, there's like a
Go
food
through a
concession
hallway.
stand. And I was like, oh, so we had made like 57 turns. We could have been in Utah by then. I don't know, but then it was really cool once you found the hidden places, because it's really accessible once you find the hidden places. It's just kind of like, where do I begin?
Okay. So apparently we need to go to, where was it? Thunder Falls.
Thunder Falls.
So Thunder Falls by Jurassic Park area. So we need to try that one out. You know, kind of keep that one on our list
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah. I think one of our mistakes was I didn't watch anything Universal. I didn't watch anything about food. You know, YouTube is the best resource for everything. And we should have, and we didn't. So we were unprepared.
It's kind of like when people, and this irritates us about Disney people, when they go and they don't know anything about how it works, and we're like, this is how you do it. That was us at Universal.
Yeah, we were the totally
noobs.
We were the noobs, and we were like,
I don't know anything.
So-
Yeah, so the part of that is on us, really, that we were underprepared.
Right, it was totally on us. We should have been more prepared.
I don't know if because we knew how to do Disney so well, we have assumed that maybe we were going to roll up into Universal and be like, I got this, but we did not have it.
I can't say
At
the
all.
same. I had a personal tour.
I know, shame on us, right, Don? There's a ton of those food. Okay, yeah, so it's like, I mean, the first trip we went over, we ate at the Three Broomsticks.
It was good. I liked the
theming-
Three and Brew Sticks.
The theming is really cool. I liked it that they sat you down
Yeah.
at a table rather than having to have your food and search for somewhere to sit.
There was a little confusion between the bar and the actual restaurant, though.
There was a little confusion there, and it did take a while there too.
Yeah.
For our food to get there.
But,
So
I mean, it was a pretty busy day.
But it wasn't, I didn't think it was like out of the ordinary busy. I mean,
No.
out of the ordinary long. We were just extra hungry.
I think we were hangry.
we were very hangry.
Yeah, and
so
I have heard about is it Mythos? Is that how you say it, Amy? I have heard that that's maybe one of the best sit down places.
yeah, but she wouldn't go
inside the
there because it's
parks.
like
No, I would try
we
it.
thought it was Greek food.
I would try it, yeah. But it's a sit down, so you
Okay.
have to make reservations.
Whatever.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so that was our bad. We should have checked out some, food videos
Okay.
before we even went.
So Don says they have Thunder Falls on their channel. Well, we're gonna go check that out.
Yeah, we're totally gonna check
totally gonna check that out.
it out.
So do you want to move on to City Walk dining? Because
City
that was a
Walk
whole
dining
different
was like a
experience for us.
whole nother
Yeah.
animal for sure.
City Walk was probably one of my favorite places to just like hang out. It had really good energy, just like on its own.
It did.
Yeah,
I mean, like it was kind of just like it was like Disney Springs, but a little more like lively.
It was a little more nightclub than
Yeah.
Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you kind of want to put it in perspective.
I wanted to go to Bob Marley's, but
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not a
no.
big, you don't
Food.
often need a reservation for Mythos. Okay, that's good to know, John. Thank you. I thought since it was really
Just leave it
popular.
there.
Hi, Melinda. Thanks for popping in. Have a great day.
it's okay.
I thought because it was so popular, you kind of had to make reservations, and that's kind of my thing. Oh yeah, Susan, we're going to talk about Voodoo Donuts here too.
Mhm.
So yeah, we found City Walk food from our experience to be really great, except for
Margaritaville.
sorry, Dawn. I know, because Dawn, you guys love Margaritaville. We just we're going to talk about it in a minute. First night we went to Cowfish.
It was so good.
Cowfish was like
awesome.
it was like starting at the Versailles and then going to like an outhouse. Okay.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. But I'm just saying it was like the expectations after Cowfish
We're like,
was here.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was one of the best meals I've had in Orlando ever.
that sushi is probably one of the best sushi that I've
And
ever
that
had.
the hamburger was so good and so big, and it just satisfied my eyes as well as my face.
It was mahoosive.
Yeah, I even had to
big.
take some home back to the room with me. I've
Yeah.
never take meals back hardly. So
Actually, John, our service at Cowfish was really good. It was slow.
but
I mean, our server was.
but our
great.
server
was great.
was very readily available. And that to
She
me
was.
makes it so much better when the service takes longer, when you can they actually come in and check on you regularly and they say, it's coming. you
Yeah,
know.
because we had ordered an appetizer. We ordered some fried pickles. First of all, our cocktails came out fairly quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
We ordered some fried pickles for appetizer. They were out within 5 minutes.
Yes.
I think. And then between then and what we ordered for our entrees, that was probably 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was a good little
Between-
wait.
So a good little wait. But, they were busy and,
Yeah.
we know the sushi takes time because they're making it to order.
And burgers with that big old.
Yeah. So it was okay,
But like I said, the team member made it.
Yeah, she was like,
she
I
was-
got you. I
and
know
she
you're
was like,
waiting.
if you need anything in between,
Yeah, she
Like,
was
give me a
very,
holler.
very, very, very knowledgeable, very, attentive, and it was just
helpful.
it made it like
Yeah.
worth the wait.
Yeah,
Actually,
it really was. So yeah, Dawn, give Cowfish a try. They have, if you're not a sushi person, they have other things.
Mhm.
What's it called? Burgushi. They have burger sushi. So it's like, burger kind of wrapped in sushi style,
Yeah.
which we didn't try. But yeah, I don't think we have a seasonal pass, John. I mean, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but the seasonal passes don't get a whole lot of discounts like in the parks and stuff like that.
The higher up ones too. I
Yeah.
was with somebody who had a higher pass, so for like extra magic hours, she didn't, or extra magic hours, early park opening, whatever you call it at Universal. She would just show the annual pass and be like, okay, go ahead. The only food discounts or merchandise discounts would be with that one,
the
and
premier
that was
card.
like the blue and
The
orange.
blue,
ones.
yeah, because she said, well, is it, yeah, because we would ask if they had discounts like in the shops and stuff.
Yeah.
Seasonal pass get no discount. Yeah, so that was pretty much us. But you get what you pay for.
Yeah, because we didn't pay
Right?
much for it, so why should we? Get
Yeah,
it?
exactly. So that was okay. But we were with Kaya's friend.
I got the discounts.
Yeah, who had a
'Cause
premiere.
I'm so cool. I had a tour guide and discounts.
Snaps for you.
That's the way to do it.
So yeah. So, and that's okay, that we didn't get discounts because we didn't pay hardly anything for our annual pass.
No, and it's like I said, it was fine.
Okay, so Cowfish, big thumbs up
Cowfish,
from
big
all of
thumbs up.
us. The next night we went to Margaritaville, and it's kind of a thumb sideways.
Well, if you go there for the entertainment and the drinks, it's
Yeah.
it was
the
great.
bomb.
Yes.
And again, it might just be that day or
Could've
the
been that
things that
day.
we ordered, because his was really good. He said that his jambalaya was good.
My jambalaya was good. It just wasn't spicy enough. But
Nothing is
it never
ever
is.
spicy enough for you.
Right. And I had like boneless fried chicken and green beans. It was good. It wasn't anything I would probably crave
wow.
to go back to. For parking. Okay. Oh, that's cool, James. I did not know that.
that's good to know.
That is really good to know. Becomes a fast pass at 4:00. That's cool.
That's very cool.
That's super cool. Yeah. So, okay. Margaritaville. John, you are like the guy.
You are the man. I tell
Struggle
you.
this summer with food quality
Yeah.
and supply chain. Okay. That makes a lot of
Okay.
sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
So
And like I
Cowfish, we
said,
need to try.
with the COVID and the anti-Rona, you got to give a lot of things a pass.
Yeah.
Because that's not normal, and it's not the way it usually is.
Oh, Premier also gives one free night at Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh yeah,
That's good to know.
That's
that's
so
what
cool.
Justin was saying.
Yeah.
We gotta get John, like on this in
I
the
know.
chat on Tuesday
I
night
know.
because it's gonna be
You
cool.
know everything.
Yeah.
You're the guy we need to talk to. So Dawn says we need to try the seafood mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Because she likes that.
That just sounds so disgusting to me.
You don't like hot seafood?
I don't like mac and cheese either.
Oh, you're not a mac and cheese guy.
No, I mean I like hot seafood, but
But the entertainment and the drinks were great. I
Yeah.
would definitely go back for like a cocktail.
Yeah, even the non-alcoholic drinks were really good, which is pretty hard.
and the
to-
shake.
That
the
was Cowfish.
Oh, that was Cowfish.
That was
sorry.
Cowfish.
I had a daiquiri at.
Yeah, you had a
Frozen.
non-alcoholic pina colada.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm law abiding and whatnot.
Yeah, that's where we were sat. James was the porch of indecision. They sat us out there, and it was cool. I mean, they had a live guitar guy.
Yeah, we had a live guy. That
I
was
wish
singing.
that they. I wish he had played longer. He only played like 4 songs, and then he was
sure
out.
It was like his last set.
It probably was his last set.
Yeah, we were there late.
It was like 8:30.
Yeah,
I think it was better just for like the experience of everybody's like energy and stuff, and the drinks that made it really good.
probably. Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of giving it a thumb sideways because it was okay.
Well, I didn't leave any food on my plate,
You didn't.
so
I think there are other places that we're going to go to first before we go back there.
yeah, we're gonna try tooth.
Yeah, we'd like to try Toothsome.
Toothsome.
If anybody has been to Toothsome, let us know.
Well, we know John's been to Toothsome, so
Well, probably.
John's been
Everywhere.
John, give us your opinion about Toothsome, sir.
Yeah. And Don, I don't know if you or if James Ryan has been to Toothsome either. Yeah, let us know what you think.
Too.
Oh, we did go to Bubba Gum.
It's Bubba Gump is Bubba Gump.
It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked the theming. Obviously, if you're a big fan of Forrest Gump, you're gonna like the theming. I love.
Toothome's great.
They were
Okay.
playing Forrest Gump on the TVs and whatnot,
And they were doing like trivia.
Yeah, they were doing Forrest
When
Gump
we walked
trivia.
in, that was fun.
Yeah, the bartender was.
I mean, like I had 2 appetizers for my dinner, lunch, or whatever it was called.
It was lunch.
It was like mac and cheese and chicken tenders, like crab mac and cheese and chicken tenders. It was really, really good. The chicken tenders were good. It wasn't Splitsville, but not everything.
Nothing Splitsville.
Nothing
If
Splitsville.
you love chicken tenders, you gotta go to Splitsville for chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But I mean, crab mac and cheese is kind of hit or miss. I mean, just because like, But it was really good, actually. I gobbled it down pretty quickly.
Yeah. So speaking of Voodoo Donuts, we're gonna go back to that because James Ryan and Susan both said Voodoo Donuts. So my birthday was the last day that we were there. We moved from Universal to Disney on June 30th, which was my birthday. And Bob was such a nice husband and got up at the crack of dawn to go to Voodoo Donuts. And you kind of were, I was the one that wanted Voodoo Donuts.
Because she knew the guy who went to.
Well, yeah, okay, because I went to high school with one of the guys who started Voodoo Donuts. So I wanted to try them. And Bob was like, it's a freaking donut. What's so great about it? But I wanted them for my birthday. So he got up early and went and stood in line. So what was your experience of Voodoo Donuts?
It wasn't bad.
Because you kind of went in there like with a little bit of an attitude, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, I actually thought it was cool.
I mean, before you went in.
Well, yeah, because I've been to overpriced donut places before, and I'm not a big fan. I am not a fan. I mean, I can do a donut every once in a while, but donuts don't excite
They
me.
don't float your boat anyway.
No.
It's
So
like sugar in the morning. That like hurts, you know.
No, I'm all for it.
I know that, but you know, there's totally. It's you're paying for the experience. You're not paying for the donut because that's not something I like paying for. But Kelly wanted it, so I did it.
But you kind of got back to the hotel and you were like, actually, it was really cool.
It was very cool and it was very efficient the way they run it. I was very impressed. I liked it because, I had to wait. I was there like an hour early and I was still second in line. So,
yeah.
And, I wouldn't do Everglazed either. We went to a fancy donut shop when we were in Seattle once.
Oh, we did.
That was kind of like a Voodoo Donut type shop.
Kind of.
And it was, it was good. It's a donut. But, why am I paying $5 a donut?
Yeah, and we got like 6.
I did.
Right? And brought them back to the room. And we thought that they were fine. Actually, they were better the next day.
Yeah, they were better.
They actually kind of were after they sat
cold.
in the fridge. And,
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
I can't remember what exactly we got, but.
Well, I know that I got an Oreo one.
That's right. You got an Oreo one.
The Oreo one was my favorite.
I got the Boston cream, I think.
There was
yeah,
a maple one, and we got like a spicy one or something like that.
Yeah. So they were actually better after they had been in the fridge, which was weird.
Yeah.
So
just refrigerate your donuts.
Okay, they have vegan donuts. That's good to know. That's good.
Impossible donuts.
So yeah, I mean, I love donuts. I'm more of a donut person than these two are. So and I like donuts that look large, and
she likes large donuts with a lot of stuff on them.
Stuff on them.
Yeah.
So I thought they were good.
It's kind of like Dawn. You'll probably appreciate this: biscuits and gravy.
That's you.
That's my breakfast.
That's your jam.
Biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
You get a good biscuit, you can't go wrong. I would throw a donut at another person to get a biscuit. So.
Okay, so John wrote a blog comparing Everglazed to Voodoo. That's good to know. Yeah. You like big donuts and you cannot. That is me. I like big donuts and I cannot lie.
She likes big things, and she
I do.
and small things.
She actually likes big things.
She doesn't
do.
like medium things though.
Not medium.
Anything but
Big or
medium.
small, yeah. So anything else about Voodoo?
No.
No, I thought it was really cool when I went in there. I loved it. I thought that, the staircase. I'm a huge, Halloween person. So anything that has to do with any kind of macabre or anything like that, like the skeleton husband and wife, the bride and groom on the staircase, and the theming, the voodoo whole vibe. Love New Orleans. Go to the voodoo shop every time.
Personally, I would much rather go early in the morning and take him back to your room than go at night after the parks close. Because that line at night after the parks close is crazy.
It was just as bad in the morning. It's just you had to get there early. Yeah.
So get there early. That's what I would. That's what I.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about that. Just get there early.
Yeah. So let's talk. Gosh, we talked 50 minutes already. Let's talk about the attractions real quick.
Oh my God, this is the part I've been looking for. Took forever to get to here.
Okay.
Kelly and I didn't really ride much, so Kai's going to tell more about this.
Yeah.
And, Kelly and I rode E.T.
We rode E.T. We rode Hagrid's.
We rode
Men in Black.
And the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah.
We waited in line for the Hippogriff, but weather prevented that. So
all four of us waited for that.
And that was pretty much our ride experience.
Yeah. So Kaya and Abby, like I said before, I can't do big roller coasters. I can't do motion simulator rides. Cool. So Bob and I kind of didn't do a whole lot while we were there.
No. We did our thing. We did the
old people thing.
Yeah, we went to the bar at Royal Pacific, and that's our attraction right there.
I'm jealous about that actually. Just a tiny bit.
So tell us, Kaya, about
what rides did you ride?
What rides did you ride?
We rode a lot more than I'm probably listing, I'm sure. But for Islands of Adventure, we didn't spend a lot of time in Islands of Adventure, but we did Spider-Man. That's like kind of like you sit in a car with 3D glasses on, and it's more like Marvel comics rather than the actual movies, but it has the voice of the original Spider-Man. I don't remember the actor's name, but it was the original Spider-Man. So he was all like, "We're gonna rah, 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 rah," and there was a bunch of people like slinging acid and whatnot. It was okay. It wasn't like my favorite or anything.
Okay.
But we did Jimmy Fallon over in Universal. We did everything basically in Universal other than like E.T. and the Seussical Land or whatever. And so we did Jimmy Fallon, Rip Ride Rocket, Velocicoaster, all of the Jurassic Park rides. The water rides, let me tell you, the water rides are very wet.
Did you do the Jurassic Park
Yes.
ride?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you did that.
We did all of the Jurassic Park rides.
Okay.
So the water rides are really, really wet, so prepare to do that. Like we went to Sapphire Falls 4 times.
You were soaked.
There was not a dry inch on me. I was squeaking. My socks were wet. Everything was wet. It was like I had just taken a shower, and it didn't even smell like Disney. I mean, it was a really fun ride. It was just like super duper wet.
Yeah.
But
so what was your favorite? Did you have a favorite?
Probably Velocicoaster.
Okay.
My friend was too chicken to actually do the Hulk ride, so we didn't get to do that. But
that was the only coaster that you didn't do, right?
Yeah.
That you wanted to was Hulk.
Like Rip Ride Rocket, it's really not as bad as people say it is.
It's that vertical lift that scares me.
It's not that bad, actually.
Really?
I had the first ride ever at Universal, any Universal park. We got front row, and the sun right in my eyes, like totally there. It actually wasn't bad. The vertical lifting was really easy, actually.
Okay.
Like, and
I would just be like waiting.
It has music though, so it kind of distracts you. Like you can be like jamming to the Black Eyed Peas or something. And it doesn't have a launch, so it's really smooth.
Oh, there's no launch?
There's no launch.
Okay.
You just kind of really. So there's no launch. The actual tracks are really smooth, just like the Velocicoaster. the Velocicoaster was like really smooth. There were a couple of launches, like it was like 45 miles per hour for the first half.
Are there like 3 or
No, just 2.
only 2 launches?
Only 2.
Okay.
So it was like 45 miles per hour for the first half, and then you went through a loop. Excuse me.
Kai's getting over a cold.
Sorry. And then after that first half, it like shot up under the loop, and you like hung there for a second, and then it went like 30 more miles per hour. And you finished off the ride, and it was like, good job. You didn't get killed by people or whatever. It was really fun. It was like, the harnesses were lap bars, but it came down overhead.
Yeah. James, you can ride with Kaya all day long, and we will just watch.
The Mummy was like probably my least favorite coaster, just because it was like really whiplashy to the point where it actually broke my lanyard. And I was, after it broke my lanyard, I was just like stressing about what if
Losing
I lose
your
my annual
pass. Yeah. And you had it tucked in your shirt, too.
Yeah, I had
didn't
it
you?
tucked in my shirt. That was the thing that saved it from not losing it. So like it snapped in half, and I was like, oh crap. But the lockers, this is another thing, I just keep talking.
It's okay.
Anyways, for the lockers and the metal detectors for the bigger rides, they're a lot more lenient than you would think they are. So the free lockers are like shorter, but they're longer. So like you would scan it with your annual pass, and you would keep your annual pass on you on like a lanyard for every ride, no matter what. It was upside down, launchy, whatever. And then you would scan it back in to get your locker, and it would open it automatically. But for if you kept like your phone or your sunglasses in your pocket for like, or if you kept your glasses on or something for like a metal detector ride, it wouldn't go off. You could keep your phone and your glasses on. I kept my glasses on for Rip Ride Rocket, and it was completely fine. I thought I was gonna get beeped, but I really wasn't. I could keep you could probably keep your wallet there and stuff. It's really more like lenient than they say they are.
Yeah, we when Bob and I rode Hagrid's, we saw a lot of people with their phones too. So yeah, I think the locker system for Velocicoaster, even though we didn't ride it, I've seen it on a vlog. It's great because you're going in and you put your stuff in, and when you're coming out, it's on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So it kind of it helps that backlog, kind of thing. It was a little hard for us to kind of get used to having to put our stuff in a locker, because I like to have all my stuff with me, kind of all the time. So that was, it's not bad, and I totally understand, how and why they do it is because they have a lot more powerful rides than Disney does, and you can lose a lot more stuff. People can get hurt with flying debris and stuff like that. So I understand why they do it. It was just a little different to get used to.
Yeah, it's just apples, oranges.
I actually liked the lockers more.
Google Glasses. That's okay. That's how the POVs came out on the Velocicoaster, was Google Glasses.
Anyways, great. I love Google Glasses. Ooh, Google Glasses. Anyways,
I didn't know that.
I actually liked the lockers more, using them. Because
Did you? Okay.
Even before I had a backpack, I would always stress about what if it flies off of me on the ride. So I always put my legs in between the straps so I don't lose it. I'm very stressy about if I lose it or something.
Yeah. Even on Hagrid's, they made you, because you had a hat on, you had a baseball cap on, they made you take it off and strap it around the...
I had to put my hand through the hole.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, John. People have been hurt before in many of the rides before metal detectors. Yeah, I can totally see how that would happen, just flying stuff. So let's go back. Susan says Gringotts is amazing. We didn't do Gringotts. I'm a little nervous about Gringotts, getting motion sick kind of thing. So you guys that know Universal well, I can do Soarin' at Disney. I can do Flight of Passage at Disney.
Barely.
No, I'm fine on Flight. I just can't do it more than once. And then I get kind of, but.
How was that again?
But how would you guys rate Gringotts? I know it's kind of more like a coaster kind of thingy combo. Do you think I would be okay on Gringotts? I don't think I would really be okay.
John says it's not bad for motion sickness.
Okay. Forbidden Journey and Simpsons are the worst. Okay, that's kind of what I was understanding.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be skipping Forbidden Journey. But yeah, we didn't do Gringotts just because I was nervous about it. and I didn't want to feel crappy.
I didn't do anything in Harry Potter, actually, which was a little bit weird. We had ambitions too, but by the end of the day, it was like wrecked. It wrecked me. Like, Universal hit me with a frying pan.
Yeah. Well, you guys hit it pretty hard at Universal. Okay. Thank you, James. Okay, so I'm gonna try Gringotts next time.
I also want to mention before we move on, the weather delays. The weather delays, there's a lot of outside rides. And there's a lot of they're the bigger thrill rides. So when the weather delays come on, everything shuts down.
It's like it's Central Florida. There's storms
Yeah, it's
almost
gonna
every
happen.
day.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a little bit harder when you keep getting in lines, and it's we probably got in line for Velocicoaster 4 times.
Right. You
And we
did.
only rode it once because of all of the weather delays.
And I think that it was the time of year that we were there too, because it was the end of June. Thunderstorms are coming in the afternoon. So, probably in the fall and winter months when they don't have.
Oh, it's worse in fall.
Is it?
Yeah, it rains a lot more in Florida in fall than it does in
So
winter.
okay, maybe just winter.
Yeah.
When there's not so many thunderstorms that come through in the
I mean, we
afternoon.
actually had days where it didn't rain at all in Orlando when we were there in the summer. It's but in the fall, it's every day. In the spring, it's every day.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, John says that Universal Studios attractions stay open for rain, but Islands of Adventure is bad. Yeah. Yeah. Were we over in Islands of Adventure?
Hagrid's
We
and
were-
Hagrid's and
we
Islands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Hulk was down, Doctor Doom's Fear Fall was down, Velocicoaster was down, the water rides all go down, the Hagrid's goes down, Flight of the Hippogriff goes down. That's all in Islands of Adventure.
True. Yeah, and that's one thing, James, that we didn't get to at all were any of the shows.
No.
And I don't know why.
Because we didn't have enough time. We
I
need
guess
more time.
so. Yeah, we really were only there for a day and a half.
Yeah, we need more time.
We
We
do
need
need more
to just
time.
go and do a dedicated Universal trip instead of just going and
Yeah, trying to split it with the Disney
just like
trip.
adding it on to Disney. So we need a dedicated Universal day or
Yeah,
2 or 3.
Yeah, probably more like 3.
Yeah.
So, because we, we're older.
Say it again.
We're older.
What was that?
We're
We
older.
Okay,
are
thank you.
older.
Yeah.
And we can't do open to close park days anymore. We don't. It's just not for us.
Even
anymore.
I can't anymore.
So it's hard to kind of, when you're not doing open to close park days, it's hard to get everything in, kind of all at once. Because we like to go in the morning and then take a break and then go back kind of later. So Amy says they usually do 2 days. Yeah, we didn't have 2 full days. We had a day and a half.
No, we need at least 3 nights, 2 days.
And plus, I think to be fair, at the end of June, it was ridiculous hot.
Yeah.
So we were all, how when it's hot, your energy kind of wanes a lot. It's hard to kind of keep going,
Yeah,
when you're so
definitely.
hot. So we need to do horror makeup
And the Bourne. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm one to I used to be really part Commando, and then over these past few years, it's been environmentally old has floated my way from these two. So now I'm I just want to go to bed and go to the bar. So when I won't drink, obviously. I
We
just
raised
like
her
the
right.
bar. But going from park opening to 5 o'clock. Oh my god, I was wrecked.
Yeah, you were wrecked.
I mean, it was so bad.
Oh, her and Abby both. They were crashed.
Yeah.
They came back to the
in
room.
hotel while they were
That's-
at Royal Pacific.
Yeah, we were at Royal Pacific doing old people things, and they were doing sleeping. So
I was sleeping. Abby was scrolling through Pinterest.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk really quickly about, I know we're past our hour, but there's a couple more things we wanted to talk about. So value for money.
I think Universal has great value for the money. I think I was quite surprised. Like I said, I was kind of thrown off by how I thought it was going to be, and it's really not. I was the hotels are nice and they're very affordable. The everything's affordable.
I think so too. I mean, hotel prices at Universal comparatively to Disney hotel prices are amazing. We stayed at Sapphire Falls for 2 nights and it was just over $300 for 2 nights. That's one night
That's
at a
less
moderate
than, yeah.
over. I mean, I know Sapphire Falls is kind of in that moderate category, but that's one night at the Disney hotel. So comparatively, I think Universal's got the edge on price.
As far as hotels go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And annual passes.
Yeah. I mean, one-day tickets, they're a little pricey. Park hoppers, they're a little pricey. I
And the
think they're a
express
little,
pass, if you're going to pay for express pass, that's a little bit pricey.
but Disney's throwing their hat in the ring with paying for fast passes, so they're about to lose points on that one.
And I think, James, you've got a great point with all of the perks that you get with your Premier Pass. That's definitely something, to kind of look into.
Yeah, I actually told Kelly that today. I said, we're probably going to renew our pass at Universal just so we can actually go and do it more.
Wow, this is news to me.
Well, I mean,
newsflash.
I only get told things on lives.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you should watch the lives.
Well, I have to. Otherwise, I won't know.
Okay, one-day tickets are the same price. Yeah, we have Disney annual passes too, and I think day tickets at Universal and at Disney are ridiculously expensive. I mean, we are DVC members over at Disney, so we get the Gold Pass, and it's still more expensive than the seasonal pass that we got at Universal.
But it's about comparable to like the preferred pass.
Yeah, it is.
So, but the Premier Pass is kind of like the Platinum Pass at Disney.
Kind of, yeah.
I would think. I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on that because I don't know. I need to investigate it, but I think pretty sure that we'll probably be getting Universal passes again.
Yeah. So Susan says they do a 3-day park ticket in Disney, and then Dawn says Universal, you definitely get more value on your stay. I think so too. Yeah, and with it being more compact, like we said earlier, I like that. We didn't even check out the annual pass holder lounge because I didn't know where it was.
There's an annual pass holder?
Yeah, there's an annual pass holder lounge. They have annual pass holder specific store, if I'm correct. So that's also cool that we need to check out. But value for money, I think at the moment, Universal is kind of edging out Disney. If you're staying at one of their deluxe resorts, you're getting the express pass included in the price of your stay, which is a big thumbs up for me. I appreciate that a lot. Don't you?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So, okay, lounge at Universal is on Hollywood Boulevard. Okay. Well, we're going to have to look out for that.
Yeah, we're going to have to check it out.
Next time.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you done with value for money?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I think we talked about just about everything.
I mean, I learned a lot. Thanks to, to everybody in the chat. I've learned so much more, and it makes me even more excited to go more often. So, John Self, you're a gem.
Yeah, thanks so much. And all of you guys that know Universal, all of you guys kind of in the chat seem to know more about Universal than we do. We are still like the beginner.
We're noobs.
We are totally noobs to Universal. But it's actually kind of fun for us to learn some new things and explore some new things. And I think the more we go, the more comfortable we're going to be with it. I can't remember who it was. Was it you, Amy, that said Universal does seem a lot hotter than Disney? It doesn't seem like they have as many like shaded areas.
Well, it kind of reminds me of Hollywood Studios, because you know how Hollywood Studios, it's like all buildings. It's like buildings and streets.
So a lot of concrete.
So it's a lot of concrete, and that just that just jacks the heat up. Plus Universal's in town.
True.
So it's kind of like encompassed.
It's almost like Disney has enough space to breathe.
Yeah, and it's got
with
more
the exception
wind.
of Hollywood and Animal Kingdom. Those are hot.
Yeah, those are like
surface of the sun hot.
Exactly.
But it was hot. I really would like to go back to Universal in the cooler
in the
months,
winter
when it's comfortable to walk around. We didn't even touch on Harry Potter area. If you're a Harry Potter person, it's fantastic.
Yes.
Like absolutely, probably one of the best themed areas besides Pandora at Animal Kingdom. Probably one of the best themed areas in a park that I've ever seen.
Yeah, and that's another good thing about, that good point, John, about the Universal and Walt Disney World. It's more spread out. I mean, I understand it because, it's in the city. And you got to go up. You can't go out. So that's like Disneyland. Disneyland is compact and everything's like close together. Walkways are smaller.
It holds the heat in.
Yeah, and it just kind of like so I get it. And it's just the way it's called geography. It's just where it is and how it goes.
Yeah. So yeah, I do one other bonus that I like about Universal. I like their security.
Yes.
The security system is amazing.
I love how easy it is
going
to get
through that
through
kind of crescent-shaped you know,
From
security
the park and the
scanners.
parking garage, from the parking garage to the parks. Love it.
Love it. Lots
Love
of
it.
it's covered. I love the moving walkways. That part is the bomb.
Yeah.
I think compared to parking out and you know.
Yeah, you're a BFE at Animal Kingdom. You're
Yeah.
gonna die. You need like a camel to get to your car
Exactly.
because it's that hot and that miserable.
Especially with the trams not running at the moment. Like, please bring back the trams, Disney.
Yes.
But yeah, we were like, wow, this is so nice when we parked our car at Universal and it's covered and they have the moving walkways. It was great.
I know. I was like, wow. And then you know, like she said, the crescent-shaped security area where you just threw everything out of your
Throw
pockets. walked through.
bag. Yeah. Yeah, we got super lucky. I think all 3 times.
Yeah, every
we
time
went
we've been
through
there, the security's been pretty freaking easy.
It was. I mean, we were through in like 5 minutes.
I always have to take my belt off though.
Did you?
Yeah.
That and even on the boat, getting on the
Yeah,
water
I had pretty
taxi,
much
get to
stripped
take
getting
your-
on the water taxi one time.
Bob got strip searched.
Yeah, I did.
That was fun.
She was cute.
So, anything else you want to talk about, Kaya?
Nope.
No, are you good?
Yep.
Do you guys have? You need a new belt. I know, one that doesn't beep. Any questions that you guys have for us in the chat? We're going to kind of wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. If you guys have,
I think we're the ones that need the questions because
Yeah,
they're
do
telling us everything.
Do you have questions?
No, I just want to just say that as a newbie, my first time Halloween Horror Nights, we're going to do a live stream on Tuesday night.
This Tuesday.
This
This
Tuesday.
Tuesday night. Is it
7?
6:30?
6:30 our time.
6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30
Florida
Florida
time.
time. And I'm gonna have a special guest with me.
Justin, with us.
With
I'm
us,
doing it
yeah,
too.
Kaya's
doing
doing
it
it
too.
My Lord.
Man, talk about insecure much. Anyway, Justin from Justin Interesting, who has been to Universal, Halloween
Annually.
Horror Nights every year, is going to kind of walk us through it,
Yeah.
and we're going to have a great time. And would look forward to seeing you there, John Self, in the the chat because you got a lot of information too.
Yeah. So
Great.
Justin, who has been to Universal a lot and Halloween Horror Nights a lot, Bob and Kaya are going to go for one night.
On the 26th.
Yeah. And that's why I'm not going, James, is because
26th.
I am not a scary person. I don't like.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah, it is. I don't like scary stuff, so I'm not going to Halloween Horror Nights when Bob and Kaya go. So I'm not going to be in the chat on Tuesday with them and Justin. But he's going to kind of talk them through Halloween Horror Nights for newbies.
Yeah. I have wanted to go to Halloween Horror Nights forever since I first saw them. And this one won't go. That one wouldn't go because she was too young. Now she will. So
Yeah.
guess what?
We're
going.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be really fun. Because you better do some research too, because
I've done my.
Kaya's done some research.
I'm doing my research because I got Justin on the show.
I have
And
so much
Justin's
to
going to
talk
walk me
about.
through it.
I could talk about it rah, 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 all day.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
that'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out at Disney with my son at the bar. So
They're gonna go Monorail bar hopping.
Man around
then
bar.
we're gonna
Y'all should
bar
just
hop.
come with us and just go to the bars at Universal.
we
Yeah.
could do that.
Or you could go.
No, because we're going to be out late.
No, we have a Oga's
Oh, yeah.
Cantina reservation.
We are gonna be out late.
Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights, much
Way
cheaper than the
Boo Bash.
wave. I was like, I got both our tickets.
For the
For-
price
of
combined
one ticket.
of one ticket for Boo Bash.
Yes.
And for like 3 times as long.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, you get what, 6
Twice
hours?
as long.
6
6 hours
and a
versus
half
3.
hours.
Versus 3.
Yeah. Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's a good value.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really, for
it's
your
amazing.
experience. Yeah, so if you guys in the chat have any other Halloween Horror Nights tips, if you're able to, join Bob and Kaya on Tuesday, 8:30 Florida time.
Yeah.
6:30 Mountain
To
Time.
talk about Halloween Horror Nights.
You betcha.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Justin. He's
6:30 to 1.
What is Stay and Scream? What is that?
I don't know what Stay and Scream is. I've never heard of it. So
6:30 to 1.
I
we're going to
think
be
that's-
there for the whole time. If that's what you mean.
That's Stay and
Yes.
Scream, I think.
Yeah, we're going to do the If
Is that
that's
like
if
at the
that's
end
the
of the
version of
night?
rope drop to kiss
Or
goodnight,
close.
Okay.
then that's what we're going to
Yeah, I
do.
think
We're
gonna
going to
do
do the Stay and
everything we
Scream.
can.
Yeah,
You're going to get the most out of it.
you
Yep.
betcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have so much to talk about already about it.
I know.
Like
You do.
I could talk about the characters. I could talk about the haunted houses. I could do it.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to have a blast.
Can't wait.
All right. So you want to wrap it up?
Yep,
Yeah.
let's wrap it up.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We
Thank you, James Ryan, for
thank
your
you to
lovely
everybody.
moderating.
Thanks,
Love it.
John, for all of your awesome
John,
information.
you're amazing. So glad you clicked in today.
Yeah, thanks, Amy and James. Thanks also for you're the most amazing
Thank you, everybody.
moderator.
Yeah,
Thanks,
everybody.
Thanks, Don and Susan and
Thank you,
everybody. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We appreciate all of your time.
Yes.
It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending your time with us this time. Until next time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we will say bye for now.
Bye for now, guys.
Bye for now.
Yeah, join us on Tuesday if you can. We love you guys. We'll see you later.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.